Assalamualaikum and hi and very good day to everyone. I'm going to start with the introduction of myself and followed by the other group members. My name is ASRUL bin Abdul Razak.
My name is SALWANI binti ZAMANI.
My name is IZZATI binti LOTFI.
My name is IZZUDDIN FAHMI bin HADRAWI.
We are from BMmu. There are two things that I would like for us to discuss today, which is the role of OSH legal requirement in business management and the Occupational Safety and Health Act in Malaysia and its salient features. So let's start our discussion with some introduction about it. Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994 is an act that provides the legislative framework to secure the safety, health, and welfare among all Malaysian workforce and to protect the others against risk to safety or health in relation with the activities of person at work stated under OSHA 1994 Part 1, Section 1. So this act was gazetted on 24th February 1994 and cited as the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. So, this act is a practical tool cover on existing safety and health legislation. Besides that, to establish the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health and for matters connected therewith, I will let IRDINA to introduce OSH legal requirement in terms of FMA 1967 and OSH 1994. Please proceed, IRDINA.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for the great introduction. So, Malaysia, a fast industrializing country, has made significant efforts in improving the safety and health of its workforce with the goal of attaining developed country status. This was especially evident in recent years with the passage of the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1994. The 1994 OSHA, which went into effect on February 25, 1994, was a watershed moment in Malaysia's occupational safety and health OSH development. With the Act's increased coverage and artifacts, multi-pronged measures to guarantee the safety and health of employees and all those at work are clearly established. Workplace exposures in Malaysia are managed by the Factories and Machinery Act FMA of 1967 and the more detailed Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1994. OSHA 1994 is supported by rules, standards of practice and guidelines which help to clarify the terms of the Act. Its function included reports and suggestions on reforms to safety and health regulations, devising suitable control systems for industrial chemicals, and supporting the formulation and implementation of industry codes of practice. Regulations are among the Minister of Human Resources powers under OSHA 1994 to regulate rules relating to usage, including exposure standards to physical, biological, chemical, or psychological dangers. FMA 1967 and OSHA 1994 are both enforced by the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH, formerly known as the Factories and Machinery Department. In 1967, the FMA emphasized protection, whereas OSHA in 1994 placed equal focus on managing workplace health concerns. The Department of Occupational Safety and Health creates occupational exposure rules through tripartite and stakeholder consultation.
Okay, well, that is a very informative introduction, and thanks for that. So now we proceed with our first subtopic of discussion, which is role of OSH legal requirement in business management. So I will start with the occupational safety and health management system in the organization OSHMS. So OSHMS plays as a significant role in the functioning of the organization overall management system. Actually, the implementation of OSHMS represent the need for an integrated management approach targeted at preventing any potential occupational dangers. In, in general, it is founded on correct standards that aid in the successful implementation of a leadership and support focused organization transformation process. The creation and implementation of an efficient OSHMS ensure a safe and healthy working environment, and it is for all types of enterprise independent of their business operation or products, which is that focus on demonstrating objective evidence of best practice implementation in today's competitive world. It is feasible to boost worker morale, motivation, and productivity, prevent workplace injuries and disease, and attract more clients by implementing an efficient occupational safety and health management system.
Okay, I will present about the objective of an occupational health and safety management system. The goal of an OSHMS is to assist enterprise in managing risk and improving performance. Many businesses today recognize that technology investment and greater competition have resulted in change to working conditions, work environment, and operation. As a result, new technique and solution preventing well-known hazards and risks, as well as certain future dangers such as biological and psychological hazards, must develop. Occupational and safety management system come in variety of shape and size, but they all have the same goal in mind, which is to decrease hazard and risk, while also improving the organization performance. And OSH management system in general may be thought of the established structure at all organizational level for continuous OSH improvement and policy compliance.
Okay, on top of that, I really like to add something. So there are a few elements of an OSH management system, which include management commitment and policy. Second is planning, and third is implementation. It is include a variety of activities, the proper allocation of resources, integrating of OSH policy into other management system within the organization, coordination of the OHS system component, designation of responsibility for implementation of the OHS plans, programs, and procedure, and other activities.
Okay, I want to adding about in terms of public policy. An OSH policy is a document that communicates the company's commitment to the health, safety, and well-being of its employees. It serves as the foundation for attempts to create a decent working environment. The policy should have an impact on all operations, including personnel selection, equipment and materials, work methods, and how goods and services are designed and delivered. Make a clear safety and health policy statement. The policy statement does not have to be long, but it should be clear. So the first one is the company is dedicated to making every possible effort to eliminate dangers that result in accidents and injury. And the organization acknowledges that all workers have a right to work in a safe and healthy workplace in accordance with national occupational safety and health laws and regulations, as well as any additional obligations to which the organization adheres. The company is dedicated to safeguarding the safety, health, and welfare of its workers, as well as any other individuals who may be impacted by its activities. The organization is dedicated to continuously increasing OSH performance by enhancing the OSHMS implementation. Management is responsible for developing, implementing, and reviewing the organization's OSH policy in collaboration with its workers. All workers must be aware of their policy and their obligations in order to assist the business in attaining the established OSH policy. So the policy should be drawn in participation with employees and their representative. Second, stated in clear, unambiguous, and unequivocal terms. Third, signed by the most senior accountable person in the organization. The fourth, keep up to date. And the fifth, communicated to employees and individual or groups concerned with or if affected by the OSH performance. And the policy must indicate the organization commitment to end methods for managing safety and health issues. There are no hard, fast guidelines for what should go into the policy. However, it is usually only one page long. The policy should be endorsed by the organization most senior accountable individual.
Okay, next, in terms of organization, all workers who undertake obligations under the OSHMS must have their roles, responsibilities, accountability, and authority clearly defined, recorded, and conveyed to them. Job descriptions, manuals, and procedures can all be used to describe this. Executive ownership and accountability for OSH performance is a vital characteristic with the employer held directly accountable for each aspect of the OSH program, such as anticipating, recognizing, evaluating, and controlling OSH dangers. An organization should consider the following factors when calculating the resource needed, such as monetary and human resource, technological advancements, infrastructures and machinery, computer information system, and the requirement for knowledge and training. The employer should nominate an OSH management representative at the senior management level to plan, implement, assess, and evaluate OSHMS, report on OSHMS performance, and promote participations in achieving the necessary OSH objectives. Other people who have been allocated responsibility for monitoring the overall operation of the OSHMS would assist the management representative.
I'm sorry, Edina, to interrupt. Um, can you explain what exactly does that imply?
Okay, so the employer's responsibility, accountability, and authority for the OSHMS must be clearly established. Every person of the organization should be aware of their particular responsibilities, authority, and accountability for occupational safety and health issues.
So about that, what parameters or measures should that the organization take to fulfill this requirement?
To fulfill the requirement, the organization should ensure that each employee is held accountable for their own health as well as the health of their co-workers. It should also think about embedding this accountability into job descriptions where they exist and examining it during performance assessments. To work safely, all employees must have the requisite mental skills, example, knowledge competence, physical preparation, and knowledge. Management and staff must exhibit competence in order to conduct or supervise work safely. This proficiency can be obtained by a mix of education, certifications, experience, and on-the-job training. If necessary, the organization could hire a skilled consultant from outside source.
So what about their training? How do they do the training?
Okay, can I respond to this part? When it's come to training, they may use the following approach. First step is decide what training is required for the organization or create an OSH training metric. The OSH training metric is a tool that can help business and manager determine what OSH training is necessary for their employees. The matrix goal is to construct a list of OSH training modules required to provide employees with the skill, knowledge, and information they need to properly control hazard exposure over the course of their workday. Step 2 is make a training plan. Prepare a training strategy for the organization by prioritization training modules and creating a training timetable. It is suggested that the law and risk management training course be provided initially. The additional modules specific in the OSH training metric can be presented in the sequence that is most suited for the workers. Step 3 is conduct the training. As one's plan has been prepared, train the workers in line with the training plan and schedule. It may be necessary to create training modules for the topic covered within the worker's individual aspect. It is necessary to ensure that the material is simple to grasp and to try. To grasp and to try. Delivering the lesson using a number of training approach. Also make sure the trainer has adequate time to arrange their material and location. Competency training should be delivered by a qualified individual. The last step is evaluation of training. Check to see whether the training was effective and evaluation of the training may be beneficial in ensuring that the training program is meeting its objective. One of the important components of training should be a technique for monitoring the efficacy, efficacy of the instruction. When the course objective and content are determined, the employer should create a strategy for assessing the training season, which can be written or thought out. It should not be postponed until the training is done. Employer or supervisor can use evaluation to assess how much learning has occurred and whether an employee's performance on the job has improved. Thank you.
Okay, so in terms of planning and implementation, they include an initial evaluations, system planning, development, and implementation, as well as occupational safety and health goals. So the first goal is initial review. An initial examination an initial examination of the organization's existing OSH management system and applicable arrangements is recommended. If no OSH management system exists, or if the company is new, the first evaluation should serve as the foundation for building an OSH management system. The initial evaluation should be conducted by competent individuals in cooperation with employees and or their representatives as required. So the second is system planning, development and implementation. The goal of planning should be to build an OSH management system that supports first, compliance with national rules and regulations as a minimum. The components of the organization's occupational safety and health management system and constant improvement in OSH effectiveness. So the next goal is occupational safety and health objectives. Measurable OSH objective should be established in accordance with the OSH policy and focus on the initial or subsequent reviews and should be specific to the organization and suitable to and along with its size and nature of activity. Consistent with the relevant and appropriate national laws and regulations, as well as the technical and business obligations of the organization with regard to OSH, and focus on continuously improving workers' OSH protection to achieve a goal of in achieving.
Okay, thank you for that. So I will continue the discussion with the importance of OSH in the business management. Occupational health and safety with the goal of occupational safety and health programs is constant to foster a safe and healthy work environment. The main focus of occupational health includes promotion and maintenance of working capacity and employee health, improvement of improvement of working environment, development of work cultures and organization to support health and safety, promotion of positive social climate and smooth operation, enhance productivity of the organization. Occupational health and safety (OHS) standards mandate reduction, removal, or replacement of job site hazard. In tough economic times, it is important to remember that poor work safety and health cost money. What's more, case studies show that good OSH management in business is linked to improved performance and profitability. Everyone from individual workers to national health system lose out when OSH is neglected. But this means that everyone can be benefit from better policies and practice. Countries with poor workplace safety and health system use valuable resources dealing with avoidable injuries and illness. A strong national strategy leads to numerous benefits such as improved productivity through less sickness absence, cutting healthcare costs, keeping older workers in employment, stimulating more efficient working methods and technologies. Lastly is reducing the number of people who have to cut their hours to care for family members. So, cause of work-related injuries, illness, and death. What are the economic impact of both good and poor OSH management? It is vital that policymakers, researchers, and intermediaries understand that the answer to this question. But to do so requires good quality data. EU OSHA thus aims to address this need in its two-stage overview project cost and benefit of occupational safety and health, which aim to develop an economic costing model to establish reliable estimates of the cost.
Okay, I will continue with future development of future development challenge for OSH management systems. OSH management system do not operate alone but are influenced by a variety of internal and external influences. The compatibility with a changing external environment and the development of an internal context supportive of OSH suggest that the main challenges for the future development of occupational health and safety management systems are to make OSH-MS better suited to the changing world of work, where production is increasingly outsourced and risk can be easily shifted to supply chain partners or contingency workers. Next, to create OSHMS that contribute explicitly to organizational strategy and commercial goals while still providing OSH advantages. In this regard, the increased emphasis on corporate social responsibility presents an opportunity to develop unique OSHMS and OSH strategies, including corporate ethics and organizational learning process in the design and operation of OSHMS. This suggests that new elements such as company ethics and value management must be considered. And last, to create relevant and realistic sets of performance indicators for and steering the growth of OSHMS and OSH performance.
Okay, I think with that we have done with discussion our first discussion. So now we will moving on the second discussion, which is about the Occupational Safety Health Act in Malaysia and the salient features. Okay, from what I found, the salient features of the OSH Act include the establishment of the National Council for Occupational Safety and Health, the duty to formulate safety and health policy, the appointment of safety and health officer in certain classes of industries, the establishment of safety and health committee, and other than that, OSH provide the legislative framework to secure the safety, health and welfare among our Malaysian workforce and to protect the others against risk to safety, health in connection with the activities of person at work. So like I said as the first introduction, other than that, is there any addition about this topic?
Okay, I will add about the objective of the OSHA 1994. First, to secure the safety, health and welfare of person at work against risk. Second, to protect person at a place or work other than person at work against risk. The third is to promote an occupational environment for person at work which is adapted to their psychological and psychological needs. And the last one is to provide the means toward a legislative system based on regulation and industry codes of practice in combination with the provision of the AC.
Okay, so the goals of the Occupational Safety and Health Act in Malaysia and its key characteristics are as follows. So the first goal is set standards. OSHA established occupational health and safety standards. They make these decisions after considering advice from the numerous advisory panel. Sometimes they develop standards on their own, and other times they develop standards in response to requests from other groups and government departments. They make such criteria public so that employers may conform to them. If an employer is unable to achieve the requirement straight away, they may provide differences. They also alter standards as needed because technology and other workplace components evolve. They can also impose penalties on workplaces that violate the rules. So the second goal is listen and response to worker appeals. One of OSHA's roles is to listen to worker complaints and develop suitable solutions. Workers can submit a complaint with OSHA about workplace safety and health problems by contacting or writing OSHA. OSHA ability to consistently that this is a worker duty and that employees who register such complaints cannot be punished by suspension or other means. So the third is publish research and data on workplace safety. OSHA is part of the Department of Labour, whose release data on occupational injuries, illnesses, and death through the Bureau of Labour Statistics. They also make statistics on the most often disobey workplace rules and workplace accidents public. So the fourth is issues hazard alerts that help employers keep workers safe. OSHA provides hazard warning to employers to notify them of possible hazards and how they can assist workers in avoiding such as hazard. A recent hazard notice includes an information on the dangers of manual tank gouging and sampling at oil and gas production operations. So the last one is provides training and education. OSHA offers learning materials like as films and interactive web-based tools on a variety of health and safety issues, including construction, working with electricity, food preparations, working in a hospital, and woodworking, just to name a handful. The training institutions offers occupational safety and health education to personnel such as compliance officers, federal agent, consultants, and others.
So, as the part of the conclusion, so after we have done this discussion and a few exchanges of information between us has been made, I can conclude that the Occupational Safety and Health Act is an act which provides the legislative framework to secure the safety, health and welfare among our Malaysian workforce, as we stated before. And in Malaysia, exposures in the workplace are regulated under the Factories and Machinery Act (FMA) 1967 and also under the more comprehensive Occupational Safety and Health Act (OSHA) enacted in 1994. So what can I say is obstacle is always there during the process of complying OSHA Act. Occupational health and safety professional is not to only to keep all the employees safe, healthy and on the job, but also to send them home safe and sound to their families and loved ones. Getting to the goal has sparked numerous debates and philosophical discussion over the years. I think that's a wrap, and thank you for everyone for this attending discussion today. And Assalamualaikum.